So hello everyone, in this video we will see to print the name multiple times using for loop. Name we can print or we can print anything whatever we want, and that we need to print multiple times. So suppose in place of multiple times, suppose I say I have to print only 5 times. So that we will see how we can do that. So let us start writing the program. So first we will write the header file. So I hope the question is clear. We want to print something multiple times, like more than one time we want to print something, and that we have to do using for loop. So syntax of the for loop we have seen in the last video. If you have not seen the syntax of the for loop, please go back to the last video and just see the syntax, how we can write the for loops. Now let us come back and we will write this program. So first we have to write the header file. So let us write the header file, that is has include stdio.h. Then we will write the main function. So let us write our main function, and after that we need to do the variable declaration. So variable, we have to think what are the variables required in this program. In the last video we have seen, as a part of for loop we have initialization also, and for initialization variable will be required, right? So we can do initialization for variable only. So for that we will declare one variable, and let us declare I. So you can declare any other variable also. So this variable you can declare any other variable also, but for using the loops, for using the variable for the loops, I is the traditional variable. So most of the time at many places you will see variable I only wherever loops had been used. I, j, k, these are the traditional variables for the loops, right? So I am also following the tradition, and I am also declaring I as the variable for the loops. Then after that we don't need to take input. So first we are writing the program without taking any input. After writing one program, then we will see how we can take the input and we will update our program respectively. So let us see how we can write our for loop. So as we have seen, for keyword we have to use, for keyword for keyword you have to use, and after the for keyword the first statement we have to write, that is initialization. So initialization means you have to assign any constant to the variable, right? So we have to print our loop 5 times. So you can initialize with any number, but just for simplicity I am initializing with 1, right? I value at the beginning of the loop, I value will be 1. After that we need to write the condition. So condition you have to write according to the problem statement. So how many times the loop should be executed, but in our case loop should be executed 5 times. So we will write condition like this: I less than equal to 5. So what is the meaning? If you start from 1 and if you go if you go till 5, so 1 2 3 4 5, so it counts till 5, right? The count is 5, 1 to 5, the count is 5. So I am starting the loop from I equal to 1 and I am going till I less than equal to 5. So this is making sure that loop will be executed 5 times. And after that you have to do one more thing, you have to do updation also. So just increment the value of I. So first I value will be 1, then I value will become 2, then I value will become 3, then 4, then 5, like that. And once I value will become 6, this condition will get failed, and the control will come out from the loop. Then, so this is our loop, and since we have only one statement, no need to write brackets after the loops. Then we need to write whatever you want to print. So in the printf, just write whatever you want to print. So I will write engineering GRU here. So I will write engineering GRU, and what we will do, we will just save the program. So this is very simple program. We are just printing engineering GRU 5 times using for loops. So one other option is also there. You can just print these statement 5 times. You can just copy this statement and paste it 5 times, right? So 5 times will be printed. But if you have to print 100 times, if you have to print 1000 times, then you have to copy and paste 1000 times. The length of program will become very huge. But using the loop, using just one single line, we can print how many times we want. So what we will do, we will just save this program and compile this program to see the output. So let us just compile this program. As you can see, there are no errors and no warnings here. So then we will execute the program. and as you can see it is printing 5 times, but it is printing in the same line, right? So it is printing 5 times. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let us see how we can shift this to new line. So for shifting this to new line, just give slash n here. Just after the engineering guru, you give slash n, it will be shifted to the new line. Next engineering guru will be shifted to the new line. Yeah. So now you can see, now everything is getting printed in the next line. So 5 times it is getting printed, right? So 2, 3, 4, and 5, because we have written loop according to that. We have written our condition according to that. So loop is starting from 1, initial value is 1, and it is going till less than or equal to 5, and we are incrementing the value of I in each step. So this is initialization, this is condition, and this is the update statement. So these three statements will combinedly decide how many times the particular loop will be executed, right? So now, as you can see, this I have fixed to 5 only. So let us take this also as the input, and we will ask from the user how many times you want to execute the loop. So let us see how we can do that. So we will ask from the user. So let us print one instruction. We will ask from the user how many time loop will be executed, and we will ask this thing from the user, and for that we need to declare one more variable. So I will declare n variable. So and after that we will take n as the input from the user. So let us take input. So n is of integer type, and the variable name is n. So we will write percentage %d and address of n, and in the place of I less than equal to 5, just if you will do I less than equal to n, then it will make sure that, then loop will make sure that the loop will be executed n number of times only. In the last statement, in the last program, it was fixed, loop was getting executed 5 times only. But since we have taken input now, so whatever n value user will give, that many times loop will be executed. So let us see that also. First save the program and we will just compile it. Now we will execute our program. So let us see. Now it is asking how many times loop will be executed. Suppose I enter 8 times. Now you see 8 times it is getting printed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So just for your satisfaction, I am just counting it. I know that it is correct. Just for your satisfaction, and I want you to get convinced, I am just counting it. So this is about the loops. You can take n as the input also. You can fix the condition. Either you can fix the condition, or otherwise you can take that also as the input, like how many times you want the loop to get executed. But for some cases it will be fixed. For some cases n value will be fixed. You cannot take as the input. So that some we will see the examples in the further videos. Now let us see discuss one more point. Suppose you want to forget this. Suppose you want not want, suppose you forget this statement. Suppose you forget to give update statement, and you have not given update statement after that. Let us just compile. What will happen? So it has been compiled. Let us execute and see what will happen. So it is asking enter how many times loop will be executed. Enter 2 times. But you can see this one. So loop is not getting stopped. It has been, so as you can see, it is printing infinitely many number of times. As you can see, this scroll, this is scrolling, as you can see here. So if you forget to give the update statement, loop will go into the infinite loop. Loop will never end. So update statement is very important, because let me stop it first. Because I value is 1. We are checking condition I less than equal to n. N value we have given something. If you have not written update statement, so this condition will never get failed, right? So we are giving the update statement because we want this condition to fail at some point of time, right? So when we have executed particular number of time, then we want this condition to get failed. So if you not write the update statement, this condition will never get failed. So this condition I value will never become less than equal to n, and I value will never become greater than n, and this condition will never get failed, and statement will go on executing infinite number of times. So the update statement is important. When you don't write update statement, the loop will get executed infinite. It will become the infinite loop. So the term is infinite loop. So updation is also important. Suppose if you forget this also, if you don't write this, if you want to write infinite loop, just write for and give two semicolon in the middle. So for bracket two semicolon, it will become the infinite loop. So let us see this also. Let us give one only. Then also it will print infinitely many number of times. So if you want to write the infinite loop, just write for, give two bracket to a smaller bracket and give two semicolon in the middle. The loop will become the infinite loop, and it will go on executing infinitely many number of times till you stop, till you just close it forcibly, till you close it forcefully. It will go on executing. So let me close it and I will stop the execute. So this is about the loops. Let me do it. I less than equal to 5, I less than equal to n actually, and I plus plus. So this is about the for loops, and we have seen the different cases and scenarios also. So we will see other problems also with respect to for loop in the future videos. If you have any doubt with respect to this video, please mention in the comment section, because this video is very important. This video we have learned how we can write the initialization, how we can write the condition, how we can do the updation, and what is the importance of the updation. So if you have any even a small doubt also, please mention in the comment section so that we will clear it for you. And if you go and watch the future video, you don't feel any confusion or any difficulty. So please mention in the comment section if you have any doubt. Thank you.